Hello and welcome to the very first podcast that we are going to be doing together on Pokemon. Now, I totally understand this has been a Yu-Gi-Oh channel up until this point, but we are going to be doing a bunch of other TCGs and a bunch of other different content now. So, I am Blake, and with me I have Scoey.
Hey there, how we doing?
I have the Big Kev.
Hello.
And I also have me. So pretty much what this podcast is going to be is we're going to be going over our last few weeks playing Pokemon. We're going to go over the current meta. We're going to be looking at the upcoming sets and kind of how it's going to affect the meta, shape the meta, if you should buy product from the set, if you should wait for singles, what cards you should be looking out for, stuff like that. So in saying that, how has our last few weeks gone in Pokemon?
Well, I don't know, you tell us.
Well, I mean...
Mr. doing incredibly well.
Oh, Mr. Flex.
Indeed.
We all, as a group, we all went to Penrith League Cup. It wasn't a league challenge.
No, it was a challenge.
A league challenge, sure. I definitely know the difference between those. Shut up. So... We made the drive to the old West Sydney Penny. I'm never saying that again. But so what do we take? I took Ray Vickervolt as.
I also took Ray Vicker. It was probably the best call, but I didn't expect there to be that much there.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and I took what did I take? Buzzwell, Weavile, Burnett.
Yeah, listen, Kev has like 80 different variants of decks, so if he forgets what he's playing at any current point, you can't really blame him, let's be real. I think, as you were saying, Scott, I really think that I didn't expect that much Ray. I expected heaps of Shrine. I
think everybody really expected heaps of Shrine. Which is why they just went with these big, like, one-hit decks to just sort of go over the top of them. But
yeah,
in the end, it was just all Ray and all... What was it? Malamar Dawnwings?
Malamar Dawnwings. We also had the Dustmane Magnezone as well, which is just another big
one
deck.
Guy running Dustmane Mag.
Yeah. You say that. He came second, so the one...
Yeah, dude, isn't the guy, like... when I paired him round one, I forget what the gentleman's name was. He was
Shane.
A lovely guy.
I'll say his first name, that's fine.
Shane?
Yeah.
And I sat down, and the guy next to me is like, you do realize, like, he's one of the country's best. And I've gone, oh, cool, well, you know, it'll be a good win for me then. And then we had a chuckle, and then he just creamed me.
Yep. That's, I will say, I versed him round 3, and he had me, like, he had prized the card he needed to win, so I took that game, and that's the only reason we actually drew. But yeah, from memory, he is ranked, isn't he? Kev?
I think he had, like, ranked. I think the guys next to me were saying he's like top 5 in Oz or some shit.
Yeah, on points currently, I believe so, because he came second in Melbourne, and then he won a bunch. Yeah, like crazy. Like he's a really nice guy. Everybody I sat down with in Penrith were super nice. I played against a Zygarde, Lycanroc, and then like I played 2 mirror matches. I played a Buzz, and then I played Dustmane. I don't think I played a mirror actually. Oh yeah, because the mirror was Ying, Corey, me.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
I don't think anybody.
I think I had 2. I had the Dustmane Magnezone, which I went 0-2 to. I had the Hooper sort of weird stall deck.
Yep.
Which I didn't really care about and ran over. Then there was Dawnwings Malamar, and then the same Zygarde Lycanroc deck.
Oh yeah.
Which was interesting.
Which, unfortunately, because I was slamming on you all weekend for running 3 Delmisers in your deck, 3 Delmisers in that matchup would have been incredibly amazing.
For that one specific matchup that nobody would have prepared for or believed that they would verse. Yes. For anyone wondering, the deck list will be coming soon. I'm going to be recording that soon just to get it up in case people want and or care about it. I probably wouldn't run 3 Delmais again, but I was just so scared of Shrine. But apparently only one person played Shrine. In saying that, I played them and stomped them, so whatever.
I was playing Shrine, so there was 2.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The fact that there was only 2 in how many people were there? Like 20 something?
Yeah.
Penrith has... I'm just checking right now. In the final standing, there's 18.
Yeah, but not including the people who dropped, right?
Yeah, that's not included.
There were 3.
And I'm pretty sure there were like 5 people who dropped.
No, there was more. Yeah, no, you're right, Scully, because we ran into that last round where a few people had dropped, but it was an even number, and then a odd-numbered person dropped, like, right near the last round.
Yeah, right at the end. Yeah.
But that's cool. Yeah, I agree with you, though, because Shrine's kind of cheap. Like, it doesn't run Lele, doesn't really run, like, any huge expensive cards.
Well, the thing is, it was cheap. Like, Shrines are sitting pretty expensive right now, aren't they?
But
for uncommon trainers.
If for an uncommon trainer, it's really hard to pull. I have to open 3 boxes.
Or you buy singles.
Or you buy singles, but I opened 4 boxes.
I probably wouldn't.
3 boxes for 4 shrines.
Not the best market advice, but you know, here we are.
Right.
So after that, and after Newcastle a few weeks beforehand, what do you guys feel about the meta right now? Are you happy with it, or are you feeling like it's getting?
I think I'm much more happy with how the meta's working now than I did at Oceanics. I feel at Oceanics it was a lot more stale because it was literally Zoroark or bust.
Yep, that's right. Says the dude who topped without Zoroark.
I didn't top with Zoroark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
At Oceanics.
Yeah, you were saying it's Zoroark or bust.
Zoroark.
Yeah.
But you didn't play Zoroark and you did not bust.
No, yeah, but my point is, I don't know what the exact percentage was, but if you were to look at the top 64 on average to see what was being played, it would have all been Zoroark X. Like,
no, absolutely.
It was, what was it? It was the 2 decks. It was Buzz Zoro Buzz, or there was one other deck at the time which was huge.
Zoropod and Buzzrock.
Zoropod, that's right.
2 biggest decks at that time.
Comparing that to now, like now I can think of like 8 or 9 decks that'd be considered like super high tier. And the fact that they're sort of rotating between them makes it super interesting to go into a tournament because you have no idea what you're going to sit down and play.
Makes team building a lot more relevant. Makes deck building a lot more relevant too. I think you kind of have this room. I think Pokemon as a whole has like, because of the deck sizes as well, you do kind of have a little bit of room to play around. Like, I didn't auto lose for playing 3 Delmais because it is just 1 in 60. You know what I mean? Like, so you do have the space to play a few tech cards, which I guess in a more diverse meta, you start to get those cool techs, which is really cool.
Yeah, like trying to find what you need to take out. Like, do I take out that extra energy to put in that bloody what's that little Datanay or whatever it's called
for the Ray matchup? Yeah, it's an interesting idea. But we saw out of Philly and out of the last few regionals, especially over the last week, we've seen like some weird stall decks pop up too, and that scares me because I cannot imagine anything worse than, you know, you played a full day, you know, you're in round like 8, you've won, you're like, all right, let's go, and you sit next to this dude who goes draw, pass. Well,
it's not draw pass, that's the thing.
Oh, we're in time. What a shame.
It's not draw pass, it's draw crushing hammer.
Yeah.
Pass.
Yeah. To enhance that one.
I'm sure he did a lot more things than that, but basically, yeah.
Yeah, I bet he did. Don't try and defend the stall
Find your other crushing hammers.
Look at Kev. Like, no, I played stall once. Don't slag on him too much.
I don't think that a couple of the top tier decks don't really care though, do they?
Nah, probably not.
He won. He won Offenbach.
Yeah, he won. So good on him. Obviously, I don't know the gentleman's name, but congratulations to him for winning.
I don't care.
With a deck that nobody saw coming. Like, that was like good on him. But at the same point, I'd be curious to see what his matchups were, because
I'd probably find
it'd have to do pretty bad against Rayquaza, right?
That's my exact thought. My exact thought was that, but the finals was against Rayquaza.
Yeah, and I think it's the energy control that really helped Hampus. His name is Hampus. Who was playing Sylveon. He also his luck, like he hit heads on crushing hammers most of the time. He also played I don't know if it's 4, but he plays Primaria. He also
Bring
played
up the list
Mars.
now. Hold on, I've got the middle of this up now. Hampus, here we go.
That really helped, and Rayquaza needed to hit that number.
4 Crushing Hammer, 4 Plumeria, 2 Lucamine to start cycling them.
Yeah, nice.
3 Enhanced Hammer.
Yeah, good.
Like, it was just rude energy control.
Yeah,
it was a rude deck.
It's a pretty rude deck, let's be real.
And, like, the thing is, because it only run those 4 basics, the amount of mulls at the beginning, my god, I can't even imagine what it'd be like mulling, like, 9 times.
Fun fact, yesterday I went to Top Ride to play the League Cup. 20 Masters, and there were 2 Sylveons. I think just out of, because Hampus won Offenbach.
Yeah, how did they go?
One dropped. I don't think they went very well, but the fact is, like, as he won, it actually confirmed that if people wanted to play Sylveon, it confirmed that it's actually a viable deck for them to play.
I think more than the deck being a viable deck, I think that it was, this guy has probably played this deck for a while now, and I think it's more the player mixed with that little spicy little bit of RNG that just got him over the
also
line.
the fact that, like, probably the majority of people were teching against every other deck that wasn't that, so they were like, okay, well, the tech's in dead, your deck is dead. Also, you can also kind of...
You're also you, basically.
Yeah, well, you can semi-rely on people having not played against the deck, where, like, okay, if you start with an active Eevee, a lot of people go, oh, okay, you know, maybe it's that, but heaps of people just go, well, I'm going to stick to my normal game plan. They smash through half their deck, and you go, oh, okay, well, oops, you're bad.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, pretty much, just thanks. Like... So, but
it's like, I don't know. The fact that he won in the grands against that Ray is really surprising. I'd be curious. I'd need to go and watch it.
Yeah, Kevin and I were watching on Thursday. It's an interesting matchup. It's very interesting.
I love this, because I'm looking at the guy who came second's list now. The what is it, Gonzalo Pereira.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just looking at the deck list being like, yeah, 4 Ray, 4 Grubbin, Shining Lugias instead of Delmires, that makes sense. Marshadow and Shaman? The Shaman?
Yeah.
Why is there a Shaman here?
Shaman is beautiful though.
It's pretty hot.
His match was also, Gonzalo's match was also streamed, his semifinals.
Yeah.
And that Shaman that did so much work.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was pretty insane.
Like, the fact that it can do 120 for 2 energy and also give you cards on a basic doesn't seem bad. Especially if you're stuck in a rut. Like, it doesn't
the
seem
deck
terrible.
does do occasionally. I would know.
Oh, sorry, Master Rayquaza player.
Listen, I am now. Listen, out of all of us. Now, how'd you go on the weekend, Kev?
I went 3-2.
Yeah, not bad.
I didn't play Shrine this weekend. I played Psychic Malama, Rukan's list. It was beautiful to play with. It just... One of the matchup was a harder matchup, one of the loss. It was a Zoroark, Lycanroc matchup. And it was also... I was also versing Jack Miller, which is also top 5, I think, in Australia at the moment. So... that didn't help. I feel like going into the match knowing I'm playing a very good player definitely hinders me a little bit.
Oh, I'm the same. Yeah, don't worry.
I don't know why that drew though. Like the deck ran smoothly for me when I was playtesting.
No, it was great on Thursday.
Yeah.
So the idea is, by the way, Scully, what I really like is the idea behind him playing just a bunch of psychic like charges and then Mars Shadows as the main attacker is, well,
it's pretty funny.
The health doesn't matter because everything gets one shot anyway. So I'm just gonna play a bunch of attackers that have so much variation and can use so many different moves. I can get
it's a toolbox. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, it's like, it's still at the end of the day, it's still GX, and you're still pretty much one-tapping everything, but you just have so many options to go for. It's like, oh, get fucked. Which I like a lot. I think it's super cool. But yeah,
and also the variety for it is also it runs the attack from Deoxys, which is a one-price attacker that one-shots basically all the shrine decks.
Oh yeah.
I think I bumped into that a couple of times on the weekend.
Yeah, I've seen it every now and then.
The attack form,
the one with the big.
I swear I saw it.
So if that deck was versing a shrine deck, you don't really have to put down a GX. You can stream Deoxys and it would help. Like it helped a lot as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And funnily enough, yesterday there was no shrine decks there.
That's
Out of 20
weird.
masters, there was no shrine.
It's funny how fickle the meta is in regards to what people designate as the best deck. Like it feels like it rotates now every 2 weeks.
Well, the thing is, and a lot of some of the really, really good players that I was paying a lot of attention to, they were saying like they were actually astonished how fast the meta was moving between everything. Like when the set first dropped, everyone, like, all of them were like, we have to get on Rayquaza because it's obviously the best deck. And then Shrine had this huge movement where everyone went, oh, okay, well, one prize attackers now, and now we're kind of like in this weird, like, we've got to the top of the mountain, and everyone's like, so what do we do?
What do we do now?
Yeah.
What can we make now?
And with Lost Thunder around the corner, the set we will talk about in a moment, everyone's kind of like looking towards that as a hope that it defines it a bit more. But at the end of the day, I think it's, other than Rayquaza being pretty expensive, I think it's cool that we have like so many different options.
Well, has Ray dropped a bit? Like, I'm curious.
Well, I don't actually have, isn't any good Pokemon apps that track it, but I will check TCG Player.
Yeah, that's what I'm just doing now. I've already got it open.
Because it's probably
yeah, so it's dropped. Like, they're sitting at about 20. I think the market price is about 23 US for a regular art.
Alright, well, they were about 30 something when I picked mine up, so that makes sense. Like 20 US makes a fair bit of sense.
It hit the peak and then it bubbled, basically. I really should have sold my hyper rare when it was super expensive, but you know, that's just how it works.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, you use it, so.
So using it.
Well,
yeah,
other than that, we've got a few events coming up, but when we kind of get a better idea about what we're going to play, and especially with the new set coming up, when we get a better idea about that, we'll come together with some lists and stuff and some ideas about that. Other than that, we are just trying to decide how much Lost Thunder to buy at this point, because Lost Thunder's looking kind of dumb. It's looking kind of dumb. It's looking pretty big, and even if it doesn't do,
like, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really paid too much attention to the cards in this, so I think a lot of these cards that we're potentially about to talk about are going to be a complete surprise to me.
Oh well, Scully, let me do this. Let me do this pleasure for you. Let me just point out the most relevant card in the set, so you get a whole idea. So this is a card.
I'll tell you what though. I know of one card, and if you say Shuckle, I'm gonna slap you.
No, hold on. It's a card, right? It's a card, and it has an ability. It has an ability called Protective Pot. And it prevents all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon with 2 or less energy attached to them. So, like,
man, what sort of Pokemon would have that ability?
Right. But let me give you one better. Right?
Okay.
For 1 energy, your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned, and you put 3 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon between turns, which is 30. That's more damage. That's 3 times the amount of damage
That's
shrine
an
does.
impressive statistic, man.
Right?
Like, surely that would have to be on a very impressive Pokemon.
It would,
that surely
right?
isn't a dumbass little turtle.
No, absolutely not. But check this out. Wrap GX does 40 damage for one colorless, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So they get you poison them, you paralyze them, and do a bit more damage. End of game. Done.
There's just no downside to how
literally
good this
none.
card is.
Literally none. There's
much is
no
this
possible
HP?
way. Its HP is about 500. Honestly, if you really
500.
yeah. Hold on. If you look at
Wow.
ready? Let me get up its HP stat, and then that will translate over to how much HP the card will have. That's how that works.
Okay.
All right, its HP stat is actually 20, so let's ignore that. Its defense stat, however, is 230, so that's how much health it should have. It definitely doesn't have one.
Damn, so then what Pokemon are we
Are you
talking about
serious?
for the people listening at home?
Oh, hold on.
Are you serious? It's 230.
No, it's not.
No, hold on. I'll-
170, and he's an idiot.
No. Here. I'll get the Pokemon up for the viewers at home. Let me.
I can't wait to be extremely angry because I know exactly what it is and I hate
I don't
you.
think you do, Sky. You were saying you don't really know that much about the new set, so I think you should
Yeah, but
give it a
I don't
chance.
know much about the set, but I know a shuckle when someone's describing one.
Listen, here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to replace your face now with...
No!
There we go.
No!
Done. The rest of the video, that's going to stay there.
No!
Alright, so other than that
Okay,
beauty...
so do you actually think Shuckle will see play?
Fuck no.
Yeah, there we go. Done. Next card. We move on. We're done.
Alright, so the next card is the Zeraora. I think it's Zeraora. I think that's how you actually say it. Without me making fun of it, I think it's Zeraora.
Zoroa?
No. It's the electric Pokemon Zeraora. I believe is it a Ultra Beast? I don't think it is. It's a mythical.
A new
excuse
mythical
me.
Pokemon.
A new mythical.
Okay.
So
and what sense is this in? This is in Lost Thunder.
this is still
Yeah.
So it has 190 HP and is a basic. Its ability.
Oh, there it is.
Its ability, Thunderclap. Each of your Pokemon that has an electric energy attached to it has no retreat cost, which already screams to me that's really, really good utility. So for 100, it does for 2 lightning and a colorless, it does 160 damage. This Pokemon can't attack during your next turn, so it's pretty standard for a move that just hits like really big. Choice Band gets it to 190, which is cool. And then Full Voltage GX is one electric energy, I guess. It's electric energy, yeah. Attach 5 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. That seems really good. It seems cool. Like
I've
It's
heard
okay.
I've heard people say that it would be good, like a one-off or whatever, for Victoray.
okay.
I see, considering the meta is still very heavy, like, well, not very heavy, but there are still a lot of fighting running around. I think having
The fighting weakness.
something else that's just weak to fighting, like, it just doesn't seem too good.
Well,
But
Like,
they
I think
don't-
it might be okay in the future. If we get to a point, if we get to a stage, right, where everyone's running special energy again, and a lot of these basic energy decks are sort of just running away, we
Are
could
you talking about
potentially see
Xurkitree?
like a Xurkitree Zeraora.
okay. Well, here's
Deck,
the thing, right?
I can see
I
kind
have
of working.
Shuckle, you have Xurkitree, so let's like calm the fuck down, Yesko.
No, I'm being serious.
I know.
Like,
It's actually pretty good. I like Xurkitree a lot.
I think
don't know.
having a Xurkitree with this on bench, like I could see it sort of working. You know,
I could see this
I don't
working
know.
already. I could see this working already only because if you shift to playing choice bands, this is something that can come in for free and leave for free, but it can come in for free and do 160 to 190. Choice band that literally just kills
with a
array.
Kakui 210.
Yeah, or it kills anything that sits at 190 right now. What's the other card that sits at 190 that's relevant? Is it
I
something?
mean,
Is it
Ultra
a
Necrozma is
Yeah, Ultra
190.
Necrozma. Ultra Necrozma is what I'm thinking. So, to me, and like this Pokemon can't attack during the next turn, it doesn't discard the energy. It still has
And
the
the
energy.
fact that it keeps the energy is really impressive.
Yeah, and to be fair as well, I think Full Voltage GX is really good because this is a deck that if you don't get a chance to use Tempest, I think that's an amazing recycle. Because that's basic energies. That's not just that's not electric energies. That's just basic energies.
Attack and then retreat, like for free, is dumb.
Yeah. So you attack, and like next turn you just go back out,
miss,
like
free retreat back into the other one.
Yeah, I really like this card.
This Pokemon can't attack during your next turn is pretty much irrelevant text.
Completely
because you're pulling
irrelevant.
it out of the front every time.
Yeah, and it's and the thing is too, it's a
I think we
basic.
should also look at this card with the stadium,
okay.
Thunder Mountain or
Sure.
something?
Let me get this up. I'll read this now. It's sure. Let me get up Thunder Mountain. Okay, so Thunder Mountain is a Prism Star card. It's a stadium. The attacks of electric Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, cost 1 less electric energy. Whenever any player plays an item or supporter from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to this stadium.
So basically, what it means is zero aura. GX attack costs nothing if you have the stadium up. It can set up the accelerate energy really fast. And I think what Scully said was really relevant about you can set up 2 zero aura with a hand attachment basically, and you can just switch.
Yeah, that's fair.
Between each other and doing
this
160 to 190.
This stadium
to 210
seems
between
pretty
turns.
insane. Like this seems
The fact you can't field blower it as well.
Yeah. So if you are countering this deck, you have to play a stadium, your own stadium to bump it.
I really like. I genuinely actually do really like Zeraora in Ray. I think maybe not more than 1 or 2, but I still think like 160 is a big number for 3 energy, because like as you said, Scully, you just ignore the text. Like the ability just ignores the text. You give also, you remember...
I don't know. Like,
no, but you remember, right, if you think about this, is that this gives Delmai's free retreat.
Yeah, that's true.
It gives Ray free retreat. It gives, like, if they bring in a Vikavolt, it gives that free retreat. Like,
it gives Circuitry free retreat.
It does give Circuitry free retreat. Like,
okay, that's fair. It's like a treat.
No, because the thing is, though, I can see the point. I actually seriously can see the point of, okay, you have brought in something that deals with circuitry. I'll just leave now. If it has basic energy, I'll just
peace.
pop out.
I'm out.
Yeah,
like they have to one-shot it.
Yeah. But yeah, so other than that, I think this card's great. I think I'd be super keen to play around with it. I don't think it's the most insane broken card ever, but I think it's
4
cool.
out of 10. Giving it a 4 out of 10.
That's
only 4.
fair.
Only a 4.
4 out of 10. Too much water.
Overhyped mess. Moving on. Throwing my shit around the office.
That makes
Remember
sense.
when people say Ray was overhyped?
Oh, I do
said
too.
Stack and Tackle will never see play. Oh wait, that was me.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so the next cards we've got kind of go hand in hand. It is a basic 40 HP Natu and a Jumpluff. Both of these Pokemon have a move that says this attack does 20 damage times the number of Pokemon in your Lost Zone, excluding Prisms. Jumpluff does it for 1 Leaf Energy, or 1 Grass Energy rather, and Natu does it for 2 Colorless. So, lost much, huh?
I really actually like the idea of this deck, but looking at it, because I'm not very familiar with the set list, and I'm thinking, how am I going to get Pokemon into my Lost Zone?
Okay, I'm glad you asked. So, I don't know about... I think there is a few other things, but we have stuff like the item Lost Mixer, which is put 2 cards from your hand into the Lost Zone, then draw a card. If you can't put 2 cards from your hand into the Lost Zone, you can't play this card. So it's stuff like this that makes me go, and this is just one item I found. Like, I think there's a few others from memory that actually give really good support to this. I
think the biggest problem with this deck, though, is I think the biggest question to ask, is how many Pokemon do you need in your Lost Zone before the attack becomes relevant?
You say this, right? So you have to compare it to its I guess, like, spiritual... this is the spiritual successor, so you have to compare it to the past form of this, which is Night March. And let me tell you, I think the only thing is, I think without a battle compressor type item, this struggles. But Night March went, okay, I hit you for a small amount, I hit you for a minute, oh, you're dead, and you're dead every turn. Like, it was so exponential and it just blew up out of nowhere that it was just dumb. So
yeah, see, it was dumb, but you could also get them back, right? It was from the discard.
Yeah, but you never
get them back from your discard if you need to.
Yeah, but you never did. I don't think
these Pokemon in the Lost Zone.
I don't really actually think that's as relevant as you think, because there were one prize attackers, and because after each went, it just gave more damage, which is I think where this deck is going to falter. After each went, you were just like, oh, you fuck, I have like 3 others, and I'm just going to attach them, and it's like, you just keep going, like, it doesn't matter. My only thing is, I think, let me just check something. Lost March, so, let me just check, because I'm almost certain it had like there's more support to this deck than I'm showing. Like, I'm pretty sure there's other cards that help this. Because you also remember, by the way, it says Pokemon and not your... Oh, wait, number of you... Oh, my God, this is bad.
It's bad.
It's bad. Why did I... Where did I see that? Okay, so we've got... Hold on, let me... Zoroark... Okay, so what it looks like is people are playing... what do you call it? Zoroark GX with Lost March. Which I don't know if I guess. That's what I'm seeing in a few of these deck lists that I'm looking at.
I see a Japanese list that runs, also is new in Lost Thunder, runs a Trumbeak.
Yeah, a Trumbeak is what I'm getting up right now, actually. What do you do? Flip 4 coins. This attack does 20 damage for each. What?
No, not that one.
Oh,
that
okay. Go
probably
back.
is the Sun one.
Okay.
So the Lost Thunder one is, if the ability is, if this card is in your hand once during your turn, you may put this card in the Lost Zone. If you do, look at the top card of your opponent's deck. If that card is a supporter card, put it in the Lost Zone. So it can move itself from your hand into the Lost Zone.
Okay, so that's not...
And
but that's still... my question still stands, which is, how many Pokemon do you need in your Lost Zone for this attack on this Stage 2 Pokemon?
But it is a stage. There is 4 you remember too. There's 4 Stage 1 Pokemon you can play. But the other thing is, I think like 5.
So 100. You think 100's the magic number?
Easy, right? Even 6, I guess, because you're 2 tapping.
Okay, so if we look at it 6, I think the most amount that you want is, you probably want 6, because that 2 taps pretty much everything bar the 250s, right?
Yeah.
But you need to get 6 Pokemon quickly into the Lost Zone.
Oh, to be fair, I think our meta's pretty slow right now, so I wouldn't stress the quickly.
Oh, you're saying that when you've got Ray in the format, which literally goes turn 2, fuck you.
It can, and it can also definitely not do that.
It can also not do that.
It can definitely also not do that. Talking from, Nesport. Yeah,
but in an ideal world,
in an ideal world,
trying to do.
So I don't know. I can see potential if this gets more support, and as you said, like as a more viable way to go turn 2, turn 3. I'm starting to load up my Lost Zone. You need to deal with me, or I'm gonna start hitting you for a ludicrous amount of damage. So I think that's where the deck needs to be, and I think
if there was a Pokemon which you could, as an ability, get back from the Lost Zone and place in the Lost Zone at will, like an Unknown or something like that, I think that would be a very good... basically, it'd be a very good way to make the deck a lot better. But as it stands now, I just don't think it's going to be good.
What I would actually like is a card, and I think this would be... what I would like is a card that says... An item card, like similar to Battle Compressor, where it is... You can move X amount of Pokemon from your bin to the Lost Zone, or from your opponent.
See, that's fine.
I think that is kind of what this deck needs. Speed.
Scoey's point is you can't recover them.
I don't think you need to. That's all I'm saying. Is as long as the Pokemon in there. And that means
you also have 6 Pokemon from your deck. Where if you look at a lot of these deck lists, a lot of deck lists are only running like, God. Let me just pull up this one from Offenbach. 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, right? They're running 16 Pokemon in a deck that requires, like, run that amount in a deck that requires you to literally get rid of them. If you're running stage 2s and stage 1s, that's already 2 Pokemon out of your 16.
Well, yeah, but you you played the, what do you call it? Is it Lampent? No, what's the one above that? The Matcha. Kev. It wasn't Was it Lampent?
Candelabra.
It was Lampent. Never mind. So the same thing applies to Lampent, right? So in Night March, that thing never attacked. It was just a thing with Night March. So you never attacked with it. You couldn't attack with it because you didn't run Litwick. It was just, its purpose in the deck was to be in the bin. And I think it is a problem to have Pokemon in a deck that are meant to
needed to be in the bin that had the same attack.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that that is still a useless Pokemon in your deck if it's not in the bin. I think there will be useless Pokemon in these decks that if they're not in the Lost Zone, they're useless, which I don't like. It just leads to a lot of it leads to a lot of inconsistency. But I still think that we are going to get this. Okay, these Pokemon either discard or they get themselves to the bin, and then we need a way, or the Pokemon we just looked at before, which moves itself to the Lost Zone. We need more of that, because if we can get Pokemon that its only purpose is to get themselves in the Lost Zone, then you can focus on your Natus and your Xatu. I forget which one it is, but then we can focus on those, because it shouldn't matter that you can't get them back. It should just matter that the ones that that do have that attack, and they aren't in the Lost Zone. It's not the same thing, if you know what I mean. As long as you have attackers, it doesn't matter if you can't get them back, as long as whatever's in there isn't relevant. But I still think that, again, you run the risk of then, as you said, just running that many Pokemon in your deck because you need to put some in the Lost Zone and some attack, and then it's kind of bad.
I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see, won't we? We'll just see how it goes after the set's released. But
I'm actually really excited to play Lost March myself.
Can I
can't wait to body you with literally every other deck. Cough.
Oh, please, Goey.
You say this, but off we go. Yeah, not much was times 20 as well. I thought maybe it was times 30, but no, it was times 20. So we'll see if you can get anywhere near the speed of Night March, man. This will be.
If you can match the speed of Night March, then we're all in trouble. But I just don't think it will.
That's fair. So the next Pokemon we've got is a thing. We'll say it's Ditto Prism Star. So
beautiful.
Its ability.
This is one I know about.
Its ability is evolve into anything. During your turn, you may put a Stage 1 evolution card from your hand onto this Pokemon to evolve it. You can't use this ability during your first turn or the turn this Pokemon was put into play. Okay. It's got 40 H. You know what's actually...
So basically following the evolution rules. Yes.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, you can't break that.
You know what's insane about this? Is that Elm's coming out in the same set.
Yeah.
That is potentially absolutely insane.
Well, if you have a look at some of the Japanese deck lists, I'm pretty sure a lot of them are already running it, the Ditto Prism.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Because it has especially for a lot of Stage 1 decks, potentially Zoroark, Lycanroc, you can choose to evolve it into either Zoroark GX or Lycanroc GX, which gives you the option of pricing. It's not too detrimental if you price your basics.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think it's a Prism Star, so you can only play one, but you can just slap this straight onto your bench with Elm and then go what else can we play it in? I guess you can't Rakandy it.
No.
So it would be Stage 1. So I guess you could Malamar.
Yeah, I guess.
Malamar
cool. Seems pretty good for that.
Yeah, Malamar would be cool. I think it is for it is going to be for Zoroark decks though. Zoroark with the ability to go into whatever it's paired with. I think that's going to be really, really good. It's cool. It's funny. I like
for Weavile.
It'll see play.
Right,
it'll 100% see play.
We're skipping over Kev's opinion because he said Weavile.
Cough.
Alright, so the next Pokemon we've got is oh, this card's
Weaver's
mental.
good. Weaver's
This card's
good.
mental. I forgot
I
about
don't care
this.
what you're gonna say.
Shut
Weaver's
up.
Good.
You're bad. So we have Siglif GX. Have you seen this, Scully?
No, I have not.
The ability is Mirror Coat. So it's a basic psychic Pokemon with 170 health. Its ability.
Oh, this one. No, this is the one we were talking about earlier. Yeah.
Its ability Mirror Coat is if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's GX or EX. I like that it specifies all EX. Put damage counters on the attacking Pokemon equal to the damage done to this. It also has Sonic Wings, does 80 damage. 1 Psychic, 2 Colorless. This attack damage isn't affected by resistance, and that has Intercept GX. That is 60 times for a Psychic and 2 Colorless. This attack does 60 times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So
It looks like it might be okay, but I think an item needs to come out that basically
an item.
says-
Sorry, an item like this one, Scully. Let me read you Choice Helmet.
Okay. Read me Choice Helmet, my friend.
The Pokemon this card is attached to takes 30 less damage from the attacks of GX and EX Pokemon.
That's not what I was going to say. Don't put words in my mouth, man. What are you doing to me?
What do you mean? This puts it to 200 health.
Yeah, it gets it up to 200 on basic, which isn't terrible. I just think that what Pokemon is it that has that ability that's like, if it's on full HP and would be knocked out.
I mean, I think you're talking about Sturdy from the game.
Instead, it stays on 10.
That was expanded. And I think it's specifically for fighting Pokemon as well.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, is there an item that has effectively the same ability?
I don't know
I don't
that.
think
I don't know
at the
about any health altering items other than the one that's coming out now. I don't
Well,
think that matters,
Choice Helmet's
man.
okay.
Because like I guess it's just a thing that sits there and goes, you better one tap me, or I'm just gonna kill you. Like, you know what I
But
mean?
even if it one taps you and still hits them.
Yeah. To be fair, even if it one taps you, so like, yeah, but it's in that you are trading 2 prizes, but I don't know. I guess it makes damage control super relevant because if you overhit it by like any margin, it's really bad for you.
The fact that the attacks are 3 energy as well, like I guess you could run this with Malamar and go like, charge the Psychic to a DCE attack.
Yeah.
But it seems like a lot to put on a 170 health Pokemon.
But again, it's a 170 health Pokemon that then threatens so much damage that it's like, well, how do you deal with it? Like, okay, if this is in front of you and you're playing Ray, what do you actually do? Like,
kill it.
Yeah, and then
your own Ray gets killed.
You then die.
Yeah.
And if you're
But
versing,
you don't kill it until you have a second race set up.
Sure, okay. So
what's the rule? What's the ruling on
you take prizes
if
first?
you damage them? Yeah, so you kill the Pokemon, right? You use your Rayquaza, you have enough damage, you one tap the Siglif, you draw your prizes, then the ability happens, or do both Pokemon get knocked out simultaneously, both players draw prizes, and then it's a draw? Like,
So what happens should be you need to resolve everything of the ability and the attack before you check for knockouts.
So you draw.
What do you mean you draw if you bench out, you mean? Or if you take
No,
the
we'll say
prizes?
hypothetically you've got 2 prizes left and they have 2 prizes left.
Yeah.
You swing into the Siglif.
And both get knocked out.
And both get knocked out.
Both GXs got knocked out.
Yeah, they both get knocked out at
Then-
once.
So what happens in this situation is you check for other win conditions. Basically, is do you get benched out? If neither players get benched out, then you go into a tiebreaker match.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's annoying.
It is kind of annoying.
So you basically set up for a new match to determine the last match's result.
But my point.
I just want someone to play a Siglif mirror in like top 8 and I want to cry while I watch it.
But like what I was saying was, if this was in Malamar, again, you have to set up another Rayquaza you're gonna lose all the energy on that Rayquaza, which is not a problem because you turbo enough, but you lose all the energy. You lose one of potentially one or two more setup Rayquazas, and then the Necrozma deck has had a chance to set up as much as it wants because you need to hit 170 before you even decide that you want to try and hit this thing. So you've given them terms to set up. I think this is actually like, if this is played properly, this could be a huge problem. Like,
like it could be. I just think I need to see it in combination with a few other cards.
Against like what deck?
I think if this card is going to be big, the Sun and Moon Alolan Muk is going to get played a lot more as well, which Alolan Muk's ability is to stop the ability of basic Pokemon.
Okay, that makes sense. Because like, if you think about it too with Invasion, if you try and hit this and they just Invasion in and hit you, like, you're dead. That's it. You have to one-tap it. But by one-tapping it, you are guaranteeing you are taking at least 170. And I doubt that a lot of people can hit exactly 170. So it seems really cool. And like that GX should just be able to like pretty much tap anything to death. Unless you're like...
I don't think this would be used for its attack, actually.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
well, I think it is. I think it's like
basically you have behind it to set up.
Yeah, I think like between Invasion and then they've got a... How else do they retreat? They retreat with a field card or some shit? What gives them like... What gives their psychic Pokemon retreat?
Altar of the Moon.
Yeah.
The Moon, Altar's the one that gives it 2 retreat costs less, yeah?
Yeah. So when you think about it with stuff like that...
because I was playing Malma yesterday, they also run a skateboard.
They do run a skateboard.
Yeah, a lot of them run a skateboard. Yeah, I saw that.
So one less for retreat cost, and you can retreat if you are asleep or paralyzed as well, which is really handy.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I would be curious to see. As I said, it's kind of a risk go. I do have to kind of see it in play, but this could be annoying as fuck.
Oh yeah, 100%.
This could just be annoying, man. Like, but we'll see.
I really like the art
Max
too.
Potion.
For Sigilif.
Yeah, I like the regular one. The regular art looks hilarious. I like that a lot.
The regular art. Hold on, let me bring it
scroll
up.
Scroll down. It's
Look at his
fucking
big
hilarious.
dopey head.
Yeah, man, it's so good.
Looks like a Porygon head.
So the next card that we are gonna talk about is I would go as far as to say it's definitely one of the best cards, if not the best card of the set.
If you say Shuckle again, I'm gonna punch you.
Damn it. Listen, Sco, you've been Shuckle this whole time, so I suggest you shut your mouth.
No! I hate myself.
Yeah, this is fair. It is Professor Elm's lecture. Is this what this is called? For people who don't know what it is, it says, search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon with 60 HP or less, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck.
Hey man, I love Bridget.
Yeah, man.
But to your hand too.
And it's to your hand as well, which is so much better. Like, it doesn't, like, it because it's the 60 HP, it can make little differences here and there, but I still think that just gives, like, I don't know, it just gives so much, like, a lot more options. But okay, so the decks this is going to be used with the most is probably Zoroark decks. 60 health Zoroark. I can see people going back and playing the 60 HP Rockruff. They could definitely do that. The reason why I was talking to you today, Scully, is this helps Guardy set up a bunch. This helps Inkay's set up. So like this helps everything pretty much. This helps just pretty much everything.
Yes.
Other than Ray,
Malama can use this as well, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Inkay's
are
small enough.
Only Inkay.
Yeah, Inkay's got less than 60 or less, right?
What? Sorry? What?
What Malamar evolves from.
Inkay, yes, Inkay 60, yeah.
Yeah, Inkay 60, so yeah, that's another option. I don't know, I think also the full art looks cute as hell. I want one. It is, it's just like, it's the most adorable thing ever. Yeah, other than that, I can't see a deck that isn't going to use it besides like Ray and...
There are like a few select decks that... like
even like Dustmane.
Because it's a 60 HP and under deck, I don't think... Well, depending on the build of Shrine, if Shrine still sees play, I can see like Buzz Shrine's probably not playing it.
No.
Yeah, because it's only like Slugma. Is Slugma 70?
Slugma 70.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
70.
only going to be like your Trubbish or
The
something. Which is
big
kind of
Rockruff 70.
yeah.
Like,
Which I can
it's-
definitely see people going, because like, okay, you kind of do lose to Bulu. You don't lose to Bulu, but you have like
you know what else you lose to?
What?
Turn 1 without playing a card.
Oh, yeah,
Do
Pheromosa.
you want to tell us?
What? What are we talking about? Are we talking about 60 Rockruff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would that be
Rockruff.
bad?
That you can get donked by Pheromosa GX.
You can get dunked by Pheromosa
Round 1 of
GX.
Oceanics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, who would that happen to?
Oh, I don't know.
Terrible.
I don't know. Maybe I should hold on. Maybe I should make Kev Pheromosa because I've made Scoey.
Can you make me that sexy Vile plume I sent
Oh
you? Thanks, man.
lord. Can we not? Oh lord.
There is another card that I wanted to bring up that I saw in a
Sure.
couple of lists.
Yeah.
That's if we were transitioning off that card.
I mean, yeah. Other than that, I think this is going to be like the most expensive supporter. There are no other supporters here that jump out.
Other
to me
than
a lot.
Cynthia, probably.
Oh, I mean, just from this set.
I would say Cynthia and Guzma would still be.
Yeah, I just
Much
mean,
higher
I mean,
than
like,
this.
Set, I 100% agree
yeah.
with you.
I mean, when it comes to
Oh,
this
yeah,
set,
that's
I
true.
think this is the supporter people are going to be gunning for. Hopefully, it's not too hard to pull. I really fucking want to full up because they're so cute.
Can we sit down and just look each other in the eyes and for 2 seconds talk about Psychic Giratina?
All right, hold on. Let me bring it up. Psychic.
Hold on.
Heal.
I'll read it to you this time.
Alright, sure,
How about I
go
do
for
it
it.
this time? It's got an ability. It's called Distortion Door. Once during your turn, before you attack, if this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may put it onto your bench. Then, put 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon. And then it has an attack, which is 2 Psychic and a Colorless, Shadow Impact for 130. Put 4 damage counters on 1 of your Pokemon. That card is freaking nuts in a Malamar deck.
Okay. So,
Card is dumb.
what are we looking at? It's coming out in thingy.
Yeah. It was in February in Japan, so it will be included. Yeah.
All right, let me have a look. Okay. Okay. So, that's a really good attack.
The
One
attack
says
is
it's
well
so
studied.
relevant.
That was a really good attack.
If you have a look in the Japanese Champions League tournament, I believe I think it was like where was it? I remember seeing it. I was not too far down, but there was a deck that ran this. Oh, that's right. It was the deck that won.
Ah, well.
It was the deck that won, which was Malamar Giratina with a bunch of spread.
Okay.
So
And
like a
then-
1+ attacker with Shrine
Yeah.
then.
And also, this
With
can come
Shrine.
back
Only
whenever
one
the hell it
Shrine.
wants.
Ran 2 TV reporters as well, which I found pretty funny.
I've seen a couple of Malama lists from TV Reporter, which is I don't know.
But see, they're running 4 of Spell Tag, which is another new card. Which is, if the Psychic Pokemon this card is attached to gets knocked out by damage from your opponent's Pokemon's attacks, put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like.
Of course. I mean, that's
So-
not bad, yeah.
It's a huge
Jeez.
spread deck with the ability, with Malamar, to still go into the Necrozma GX package to hit for insane numbers if you need to. Shining Arceus, because why the hell not?
Oh,
Like it looks like that this Giratina just makes this spread deck so much better, and the fact that they can knock it out and you can just bring this thing back, Malamar energy back on it, and start swinging away again. That seems dumb to me.
well, I think the thing is too is that it is just it does not go away.
Yeah.
Like it does not go away, which is pretty crazy actually.
I don't know. I'm probably like looking at this spread deck. This looks like some degeneracy that I would probably play.
Fair enough. I like that. I like looking ahead and going, yeah, that seems like fun. So
Like this seems like the amount of just complete and utter scum that I would like to play.
I wonder why this list doesn't run Baby Lele, the psychic one.
Yeah, that's fair.
The one that moves counters around?
Yeah. Because if it's a big spread deck, then I'll probably...
Well, obviously it's running Onyx instead. Look, there's an Onyx right there. Do you like that Onyx? I like that Onyx.
Can I
It's 120. It's a common.
Hold
4
on.
energy, 4 colorless, 120. What a good card.
Lord.
Okay.
Okay, so can I also say we've got. I'm reading Lugia GX. Do you know what this does?
Where's Lugia GX? Hell yeah, I want to look at that.
Psychic, 30 plus. This is Garbo. So it's got. Hold on. I can't even get a photo of the card. It's, all right.
Nice.
All right, it's got 190. It's got 190, and it's a colorless Pokemon. For whatever that matters. For 3 colorless, this attack does 30 damage times the amount of energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon. Active Pokemon. Kind of a bit shit, to be honest. Then it's got.
It's just every other psychic attack.
Yeah, it's not special.
Yeah, and then it's got
special.
a. Well,
it's not good.
It has for 4 colorless energy. It has a 170 attack, and it just says this Pokemon can't use this attack during the next turn. Sure. Okay, and then it's got Lost Purge with GX. 3 colorless. Put your opponent's active Pokemon and all cards attached to it into the Lost Zone. So, this doesn't knock it out though.
It doesn't.
I mean, sure.
And
No, yeah, it doesn't knock it out, so...
that to me seems like a promo tin card.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Seems like something that they've put in there specifically so they can put a GX in a promo tin.
Because it's a Lugia.
It's
Yeah.
Lugia.
It would
People will
pair
be
with
like, "Oh my
Hall.
god, Lugia! I love Lugia. He's hot," and then they buy it.
Yeah, he's got that.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Who said that? That's terrible.
What's terrible? Lugia is hot?
Yeah.
Can you find me a sexy Lugia?
Oh, mate.
Lord,
on it.
yes. Straight into it. Once we're doing, okay. But yeah, other than that, like, this set seems huge, so we haven't missed anything. Sorry, we suck. But other than that, I would.
This is our first one, though.
Yeah, true. Okay, that makes sense. Like, all right, I'll give us that. But regardless, I mean, look, if you want a set to buy, yeah, there's enough in
Thunder.
this.
It's 100%
Yeah,
Thunder.
there's enough in this. I think you can have a lot of fun with this. There are a lot of good cards. In terms of price value, I think, yeah, or we'll see some. You can just luck out like everything else. Oh, was that a Scully's putting sexy? Oh, well,
No, that's me.
currently looking at a photo of Lugia and Ho having some pretty sweet hot moments. So,
Oh, that's what I want.
nice.
I'll be
Good,
your
good
ho.
stuff. Oh yeah, I'll be your Lugia if you be my ho. I'm done.
Jesus, why?
Ba, 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 ba.
Yeah, look, I think there's going to be so much of this set bought that I don't think any specific cards are going to shoot up to be too ridiculously expensive. A lot like Shining Legends was. So, like, everyone bought Shining Legends for those bloody Zoroarks, and then there were so many of them in circulation, they never really shot up.
No,
Like, they always
which is
stayed
good.
relatively cheap.
Which is good for people who buy singles, I guess.
Hold on, guys. Can I just ask you a quick question? How easy is Dark Energy to acquire? Like in a deck, if I wanted to get 2 Dark Energy on a Pokemon, how hard is that? Is it manual attach?
Dark Energy, yes.
What are we talking about?
I'm looking at
What card are we
Tyranitar
talking about?
GX. This card's kind of dumb.
What card?
Tyranitar GX.
I heard nothing GX. What did you say?
Yeah, I also heard that.
Oh, okay. Tyranitar GX.
Oh, Tyranitar.
It's
It's stage 2.
It's a stage
For
2,
starters.
250 health.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whenever a Pokemon's knocked out by it, or put that Pokemon all cards attached to into a Lost Zone, just an ability. For 2 Dark Energy and a colorless, it has 130 attack violent Sandstorm. This attack does 30 damage to each of your opponent's bench basic Pokemon. And then Smackdown GX, same thing, 2 Dark, 1 colorless, does 220. This attack damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. That seems kind of like fun. With that spread damage?
Like it seems like it could be powerful, but there's just no way to accelerate dark energy right now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, you can't really. It's a bit slow, and even if you go like straight away rare candy, yeah, meh.
If its ability allowed it to like basically God of War Secret Spring,
Yeah, that'd
I'd
be
be
great.
all about that deck.
Yeah.
Like that card would be pretty good. But the fact that the ability is just put things in lost zone and not accelerate energy, it's just by default too slow.
Yep, that makes
And the
sense.
thing is, it's basic Larvitar and basic and stage 1 both are fighting type instead of dark type. So even if in expanded, you can't dark patch onto it.
Oh, Max Elixir though.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think it really works, to be honest.
Yep, that's fair. The only other card I was looking at was Whitney. Seems like fun, but other than
Yeah,
that,
Whitney seems okay.
Like-
Like I'm sure it'll be dabbled with, but
you play 4.
I'm
you
sure
get-
the full art is going to be so expensive because it's a girl.
Wow, Kev, that was a bit-
Dude, if there's one thing we've learnt, full art trainers in this game are bloody pretty. Like,
Yeah,
they're
that's
super pretty.
true. Shout out Cynthia.
And the ones
is
with
like-
the cute grills on it are
Yeah.
still kind of pretty.
I'm pretty sure. Cynthia's still like 70 something US. By the way.
Only 70 something US.
It must have gone down a bit.
Let me check. Last time I saw it was at 74 US.
ridiculous.
Cynthia 76 US. Yeah, 76 US.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd buy it.
yeah. Well, if somebody.
Oh,
had-
by the way, I just bought a 4th full art lily with the sun hat.
Good.
Why? It's the worst one. The
Nah,
cute,
Sun Hat Lily for the win.
Like ponytail one's the cutest lily. My god.
But
Alright.
all of my other 3 are sun hat ones, so I might as well get a playset.
Worst.
Is that
mean-
purging I heard?
Listen.
I don't know.
Let's relax. Regardless, all right. Well, other than that, I think in the next coming weeks we've got a few events. I think we have like one in. I think we have another one in Penrith. Jack said.
Yes, this weekend, Saturday is in Newcastle, a league challenge. Sunday is a league challenge in Penrith. And I think that's it for us in this quarter for New South Wales.
Okay, so I might definitely try and go to that Penrith one. And I'll probably take Ray, if I'm honest, just get some more practice in with it. I think it's super powerful. So
I might take Ho-Oh Reshiram, to be honest.
well, I will
I
enjoy
may
the
not
free
go to
win.
Penrith.
Well, that's alright. We'll go without you. That's fine.
That's fine.
If you guys are going, then I'm gonna hitch a ride, but I'm not going if I'm going by myself.
Wow.
Where's
Way
this
to
team
use
spirit?
us, I see how
Yeah,
it is.
jeez almighty, Kev. Like, we understand you don't like us, but come on, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah, like, we've never been mean to you at any point ever, so I don't know where this hostility is coming from.
Fine.
Fine, he says. No, that's all good. Regardless, yeah, so we've got a bit over 3 weeks until Lost Thunder comes out, so we'll probably do some unboxings of those, which will be a lot of fun. I will at least be trying to get my hands on 2 or something on the day. From memory, 1 second, let me just see. It comes out on a Friday, so on a
I believe
Friday,
it to be a Friday, yeah.
yeah, so on a Friday, if we can get together and do some of that, keep your eye out for that. I've got a deck profile coming probably in the next few days, which I'll record soon, and just get out to you just the Ray deck that I will probably keep playing with a few adjustments, but I will talk about those adjustments. Other than that, thank you, Scully, and thank you, the large Kev Schwa, for joining
Thanks for having me. It's always good
Thanks
fun.
everyone for listening.
No worries. Other than that, follow us on all the relevant links, which will be in the description. And if you have any things you want us to talk about, let us know, and we will, unless it involves sexualized versions of a Magikarp. Everything else is fine, just no Magikarp, please. And thank you.
Thanks everyone.
Thanks,
Bye.
bye.